Ideal mesmo pro mundo atual seria fazer o ensino médio junto com o curso técnico, certo? É no Senac que o aluno tem autonomia de verdade, formação cidadã, foco na diversidade, preparação pro Enem, material didático sem taxas e muito mais. Na real, tem tudo que você precisa para se sentir preparado para a vida. Seja para entrar no mundo do trabalho ou te ajudar a decidir o que fazer na faculdade. Quer saber? Senac. Vem comigo. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino-médio-técnico.
You will dream it.
They wanna know.
Hey,
Neil.
hey,
Neil.
hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
Lindsay, did you read The New Yorker today? Did you happen to read The New Yorker today?
I mean, I can't.
Did you happen to see the headline, Who Weekly Explains the New Celebrity? Written by Rachel Syme, published today, Memorial Day, May 31st, 2021.
We sound so smart. I mean, usually in the media we sound stupid and I love it, but this makes us sound so smart.
Rachel says that we're like Columbo, who his whole thing was sounding stupid, but actually being quite smart.
Oh, I didn't know that reference. I was like, oh, LOL, she's calling us Columbo, but I don't know what that means.
Columbo, based on the episodes that I've seen of Columbo, which, let me tell you something.
You've seen episodes of Columbo?
Yeah, my dad is old.
Oh, okay.
My dad is quite old.
Okay.
He plays the fool. He's like, what? He always plays oblivious. He acts like he doesn't know what's happening. But actually, he knows what's happening because he's Columbo.
What's happening, usually?
I don't want to pretend. Now I don't want to pretend like I'm an expert
what happens on Columbo?
He solves the mystery, and he sort of plays like
What's
an
the
oaf.
mystery? What types
murder?
of
He's
mystery?
a detective.
Murder. Okay.
He's like Mayor. If Mayor were an old
Don't-
man in a trench coat,
don't-
what if Mayor were an
don't-
old man in a trench coat without trauma? Because this was back before TV talked about trauma.
It'd be funny if we replace all the references to Columbo with Mayor. No, Mayor's not like an idiot in disguise. Mayor's like, I'm smart, and everybody's like, Mayor, go home, please. Although towards the end of Mayor, they were like, Mayor, come here, Mayor.
Towards the end, a lot of mayors, everyone in Easttown being like, get the fuck away from me, Mayor.
Okay, back to our New Yorker article. It rules.
It ruled. In the span of 7 days, we got Jen White on NPR to say "Live and La Vida" laptop on the radio, and we got Rachel Syme to write "Scarjo Yummy Pop" in the New Yorker.
You should put a clip of her say it because it really was like the moment.
It was the moment.
Now, Lindsay, the pandemic has had a lot of us glued to the internet. People are bored. We're online all the time. One of the sign-offs for your podcast is even Living La Vida laptop. But how has celebrity gossip and celebrity ridicule intensified because of that?
So I don't want to talk about this anymore because it's making me feel crazy, and it's Memorial Day, and I have to go to your house, Lindsay. I have to go to your house.
Yeah, woo. I'm having people over to read this out loud. I'm joking. I'm actually so joking, but
No,
no,
what you're actually
so
reading out
funny.
loud is this Just Jared headline from yesterday, which killed me because I was like, why do I recognize this person? Model Ann V, or Ann the Fifth, I'm not sure. Model Ann the Fifth takes ex-Adam Cahan to court for child support. And I was like,
Who?
Ann V. She's a Russian model named Anna Vyalitsina, and she goes by Ann V or Ann the
never
Fifth. I'm
heard
not
of her.
sure. Never.
Yeah.
Actually, Lindsay, I bet you have because she dated Adam Levine for a while.
I still haven't heard of it.
This Vogue
it
Russia
doesn't,
cover
clarify
is, dare I
things for
say,
me.
iconic.
Oh, where you can see their tushes and he only has some of his tattoos. You can tell this is a while ago because he doesn't have his full
2011.
tat situation. Yeah.
I love this line from her Wikipedia. Vyalitsina dated Adam Levine, the lead singer of Maroon 5, as they appeared together on the November 2011 cover of Vogue Russia. The couple broke up in March 2012.
he
4
really
months.
has a type, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. Wait, they have a kid? They welcome daughter Alaska.
She has a kid with this guy.
Oh, Adam Cahan.
She likes Adams. He has a type, which is her, and she has a type, which is Adams.
Wait, they chose Alaska because, quote, that's where the U.S. and Russia meet. Like, they named their kid Alaska because that's where the U.S. and Russia meet.
That's clever.
I know.
That's a little clever.
I like that.
Oh my God. Okay, so this isn't breaking news, but this is what we're leading the episode with. Miles Teller and Kaylee Teller and Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley all went to Maui together, and stuff happened. These are thems behaving hooily.
It's crazy that they went to the Kentucky Derby. Then they were like, let's go to Hawaii. Oh, we went there for our wedding. You guys will love it. Let's all go together.
Miles and Kaylee, yeah.
Right. No, that's how this all. And so they go to Hawaii together, and Miles takes them to, I guess, where they got married, because then the wedding planner finds him and punches him in the face.
Well, they went to this restaurant called the Monkey Pod Kitchen, which I love.
How badly did Miles Teller offend this wedding planner? I mean, I guess how badly he just didn't pay him.
Well, what started
Apparently.
as Kaylee posted all these photos of them on a hike and going into the water, and they're actually looking very cute. I saw a comment when we tweeted about this or retweeted something. A hooligan responded like, I love how normal they actually look, so normal. And it's
No,
true.
that's-
They did. There was something almost disarmingly normal about them, though.
Shailene always looked relatively normal, but this like scenery and their
Kind of
spouses
sweaty.
kind of, it makes them look really normal. I guess it's funny because the least normal looking person is Kelly. Mm-hmm. Right? That's how we pronounce it.
Oh, it's
now.
Kelly, not Kaylee. I was trying to do it correctly and I forgot.
It's
like,
Kelly.
yeah,
It's
whoops.
Kelly,
Whoops, I'm
Kelly,
sorry.
Kelly.
That was not intentional. Anyway,
Sorry, Kelly.
we were talking about same famous as a way to define like two people in a romantic relationship, but I think it also works when it comes to like two groups of friends or just groups of friends, because these four people really make sense together. Arguably themmy, where at least one person of the couple is a who.
Weirdly, Aaron Rodgers is like the themmiest of the
Oh,
group.
for sure.
Like in this group, even though Miles Teller and Shailene are like working actors. If anything, like somewhat buzzy. Like I was shocked Miles Teller got pressed. Well, this is probably why he got pressed. He got pressed for taking a role that Armie Hammer was supposed to play.
Mm-hmm. The Order.
Yeah.
It's about the making of The Godfather, which is very TV.
But like I was just surprised. I was like, oh, Miles Teller out here like punching a guy and also making the trades at the same time. Like, all right, cool.
Well, this punch is really sort of interesting. So when you hear the first details of the punch makes absolute sense. This is not us condoning violence. This is just us saying, apparently, because he got married to Kelly in Maui 2 years ago, and while they were at this restaurant, the original version of this story, per TMZ, was that the wedding planner or someone who worked on Miles's wedding saw him at this restaurant, followed him into the bathroom with a friend. So two people in this situation follow Miles into the bathroom and punch him. They get into a confrontation that ends up with him being punched. And TMZ says that it's because Miles owed these guys, or one of these guys, $60,000 for something he did at the wedding, right? Then Kelly goes on Twitter and says, not so fast, TMZ. That's not true. And I couldn't find this tweet. I think it's been deleted, but people are quoting it. They're like, at TMZ. That's not true. We've never met this guy in our lives. But then the story gets a little more complicated, or there's an extra layer of nuance to it, which is that it's not that those two are the ones who did the work on the wedding. Those two are somehow affiliated with the person who did the work on the wedding. So
Right.
Kelly is trying to make it seem like this is not because Miles owed money, but like, what else could it be? It's not like someone hated Whiplash. Like, violence is always money or sex, right?
Well, it's just like it's almost like they're trying to separate themselves from the bad deed that they did, which was not pay this person, by being like, oh, it's just two random guys we've never met. It's like, yeah, but like they could have been friends of the wedding planner you owe $60,000 to. No small fee.
If you have debts in Maui, don't go back to Maui. Like, go to another island. There are plenty of them.
Right. It's a small town, essentially.
Yeah.
They're going to know you're there. They're going to find you.
It's like we've all seen Bloodline. Actually, I haven't seen Bloodline, but I have a feeling that's similar to what Bloodline is about. Something happens on an island and there's violence.
It's in Florida. There's brothers.
Bloodline? Isn't that about like, oh, it's so beautiful, it's an island, but violence?
No, not really.
Right? No?
No,
Oh,
not really.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. So you put the Miles Teller tweet in here that says, I
He
got jumped by
said-
two guys in a bathroom, never met them before in my life, but you cool wrestling segue, bud.
Because it was I think there was a big wrestling match, and it was like the person was making a comparison or something.
I pasted in Kelly Teller's retweet of Miles Teller's tweet saying, I got jumped by two guys in a bathroom, never met them before in my life, but yeah, cool wrestling segue, bud. I love that she retweeted him.
Well, she said, it seems these same men have done this to many people, and we appreciate your support. This is now a criminal investigation. So I guess they're pressing charges.
You know who else is pressing charges? Julianne Hough. Julianne Hough is
Against her
suing her
niece.
niece.
Just kidding. She should be sending her niece to jail for this type of leak.
Julianne Hough is going to need all sorts of like energy treatments to get all of this anger out of her body after her niece went on TikTok and said that my aunt fucked Leonardo DiCaprio and said he wasn't good in bed.
What's funny is that this is exactly how I think Julianne Hough is behind all of the curtains, you know, like every single gauzy curtain she's put behind her, you know.
Oh, I like this visual. It's not just behind the curtain. It's behind like a whole series of gauzy curtains. Yeah. It's like the total eclipse of the heart video or something.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't just have like one dark curtain. It's like many gauzy curtains, you know, in her beautiful Los Angeles home that I've definitely seen because I definitely like watched a video when she gave a tour of it. That's my own disorder. But this is hilarious because Julianne Hough's niece went on TikTok and said that her the funny thing is I haven't even seen the TikTok because it disappeared.
Me
Yeah.
either.
I couldn't even see it. It was disappeared before Page Six wrote about it, and then it was disappeared.
Those guys in Maui beat it up.
Oh no. Julianne Hough hired those guys in Maui to take down the TikTok. The niece says, my aunt has slept with Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not good in bed, though. What's funny is, like, there's always people on TikTok that are claiming they're related to famous people, and sometimes it's true, and sometimes it's like that's the gag, like they look like the person or whatever. So you really have to be careful because there'll be a TikTok that goes viral for a person saying they're related to someone, but then they're actually not, and everybody knows that they're not. It's just that's the joke, you know?
Yeah.
You can't let it fool you.
Exactly.
Don't get fooled.
But this seems real. This seems like this is actually Julianne Hough's niece, and she was saying something that Julianne Hough at one point told her. What I couldn't find is how old is this niece? She's a teenager, but how teen? Is she 13 or is she 19? You know?
In the clip, which has now been deleted, Julianne's niece and the former Dancing with the Stars judge also, quote, knows Ben Barnes. Babe, we know she knows Ben Barnes. This teen is like, she's fucked Leonardo DiCaprio and she knows Ben Barnes. Okay, love that.
Julianne Hough and Ben Barnes were recently spotted together, which resulted in rumors that the pair may be dating. However, a source tells People that the two are just friends, saying, quote, they have been friends for 8 years, the source says. There is nothing more to it.
Moving on, this is really funny. So this is half a Rita Ora story, but it doesn't belong in what's Rita Ora up to because it's not what she's up to. It's what her ex is up to.
No, well, this was so funny because this article showed up in the Rita Ora Google news search. Like it popped up in the list of articles that mentioned
alert?
Rita
Yeah.
Ora, of course. And, you know, I do that because I'm a journalist and I have all the articles come to me directly so I can read them all. And I didn't realize that at first because I have it all.
The New Yorker says that you're much like Columbo.
I can't wait to watch an episode of Columbo and see exactly what they're talking about.
He always plays dumb. He's like, oh, so like the bullet went in here. I don't think that's how Columbo talks. I'm making
Sure.
Columbo sound like Steve's mom from Sex and the City.
Is Monk like Columbo? Like, it's like an incompetent,
I have
but
never
actually
seen
secretly
Monk.
smart.
I thought
Okay.
Monk is that he's OCD, but in a real way, in a diagnosed way, not like I say that on Twitter.
We're talking about like flawed mystery solvers who people think are stupid but they're smart or whatever. I feel like we have that.
Columbo, listen to this. Columbo is a shrewd but inelegant blue-collar homicide detective whose trademarks include his rumpled beige raincoat, unassuming demeanor, cigar, his old Peugeot 403 car, unseen wife, whom he mentions frequently.
He's got an unseen wife? Oh, so do I. Just
And then
kidding.
he says, suspects carefully cover their tracks and are initially dismissive of Columbo's circumstantial speech and apparent ineptitude. Right? Okay, that's what it is. So I was right. He pretends like he doesn't know what's going on, but he does know what's going on. I guess
Okay, got it.
I
Okay,
guess
I
a
got it.
current one, Monk maybe. I guess Monk, if based on what I know about Monk, maybe people don't expect much from Monk.
That's what I think right. That's they're like, not this guy. And he's like, I'm going to solve it, you know?
Only 69 episodes of Columbo were made.
Great, I'm
I
watching all
assumed
of
it was
them.
like hundreds of episodes. Only
Okay,
69.
so this came up in my Google search of Rita Ora, but I didn't realize until I got to the part where they mentioned Rita Ora. I just thought that I was just reading the Daily Mail like normal because I also just read a lot of the Daily Mail. This was X Factor. X Factor, well, it was spelt like X,
EX.
like somebody's X. And then it said X Factor winner James Arthur splits with longtime girlfriend Jessica Grist. And I was like, how do I know this guy's name? Turns out he was the guy who entered Eurovision for the UK and came in like dead last with 0 points.
Zero
Like,
votes.
Actively difficult to get 0 votes in Eurovision. Not even being rude, it is hard because
It's
there's
a
so
joke
many
in the movie.
ways. Yeah, it's a joke in the movie Eurovision and then actually happened in real life though. With this guy James Arthur.
Bad song also. It's a bad song.
Out of the embers, you and I are gonna light up the room. Out of the embers, there's a fire burning for you.
terrible song. So they broke up. He's a songwriter. He wrote some stuff.
He
and
was
sang
written a
some stuff.
lot of stuff. Well, what I'm looking at when I was reading all the songs, it's like songs by really successful singles by Rudimental, Jess Glynn, Little Mix, and Calvin Harris. I was like, this is all English pop music that I'm not familiar with, but I believe that he's very successful. I mean, of course, it sounds like, of course he is.
But I was reading the article and I got past the part where he broke up with his girlfriend. I was like, okay.
She's a dancer. Her Instagram is private. She has like 10,000 followers. She seems very much like civilian adjacent.
But then I got to this part where it's like I wasn't expecting a Rita Ora, and then like a rare Rita Ora appeared, you know? That's a Pokemon reference. Okay, so here you go. It says, before reflecting on his betting woes, James recalls mistakes he made in his personal life, including his relationship with Rita Ora. He expressed regret over claiming in his 2017 autobiography, Back to the Boy, that a fling with Rita turned him into a sex addict. The X Factor Victor first made the shocking revelations about his relationship with a 30-year-old singer. During a freestyle rap in 2013, he would later peg their brief romantic to his tryst with countless other women. But in a new interview with The Sun, the singer-songwriter admitted that he regrets making such a bold public statement, particularly because he didn't consider the feelings of those involved in the time.
Unreal.
So apparently he dated Rita Ora and then went on Radio 1 and did like a freestyle in which he made fun of her or something.
I'm going to try to find that. And put it here.
He said, quote, some people's auras, get it? Auras and demeanors can deceive us. What they really want is a piece of your penis.
Some people's auras and demeanors can deceive us. What they really want is a piece of your penis.
So clearly he's extremely talented at rhyming.
He's better than Iggy Azalea is at freestyling, yes.
He's an incredible rapper.
When I
He's
win and I win and I
incredible
win,
freestyler.
win.
I would argue that verse, that iconic Iggy verse is better than rhyming deceive us with penis.
She know the pants got spit like a pest. Raptor, bench, her deal like go like dash, your faster, motorbike faster. He gotta get a bitch, pass to the rapture. White bitch go back and blow like a wind. Perhaps your rooftop in the wind. When I win, I win, leg up like she got hoes on call.
I just was like, I can't believe Rita Ora's here. And also, I thought I knew everything about her. And then sometimes you don't, you know?
Sex with Rita Ora was so good that it made this guy crave sex more than he'd ever craved sex in the past. It's like it unlocked how good sex is to this man. That's sort of the narrative, right?
It's like the Rihanna song, Sex With Me. It's like
Sex with Me is amazing. Yes. Oh my God, it is the Rihanna song.
It's 100% the Rihanna song. I think that was a bonus track, right?
It's a bonus track. It's like part of the ante that I don't really love.
Sex with me.
Sex with me, so amazing.
Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Metodologia por projetos. Preparação para o Enem. Atividades extras gratuitas, como acesso a oficinas, simulados, vagas de estágio, Olimpíadas do Conhecimento e muito mais. Esse é o Ensino Médio Técnico do Senac. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
Hey friends, I'm Sharon McMahon, host of Here's Where It Gets Interesting. Each week, I speak with authors, experts, and thought leaders on everything from American history and democracy to how to be a better person on the internet. And don't miss my extremely popular docuseries, which educate you on things you never learned in history class. Follow and listen to Here's Where It Gets Interesting on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Next topic, Adrian Grenier shops at H-E-B now. That was my takeaway from this.
I love this.
Cover story.
How do you feel that Adrian Grenier moved to Austin, is now making himself the mayor of Austin?
First of all, he moved to Bastrop. He didn't move to Austin, which
what the fuck
it's
is
close.
The difference? Tell me the
close.
difference.
It's like 30 minutes away.
Because he has like a farm or whatever.
He
so he
started a farm. He's on the cover of City Lifestyle, which is, I guess, an Austin magazine I've never heard of, but he's, the digital cover.
Why aren't you on the cover of this?
Because I don't dress like Robert Ford from The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford.
He does look like Casey
He looks
Affleck
just like Casey Affleck as Robert Ford in The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert
Ford.
Ford.
I think put him in like a tweed vest.
He's like, I'm going to go kill a man. Okay, and then the next photo, he's like shaking the hand of a dog. Okay, do you see that?
Yes.
The headline of this story, this local magazine, is "Be Mindful, Not Afraid." Subhead: Adrian Grenier opens up about bravely embarking on soul-nourishing new chapters from his farm in Bastrop. So this is giving me what's his name, James Vanderbeek vibes. Remember he took his whole big
yeah.
ass family
But
to
that
Austin
was-
recently?
James Vanderbeek vibes had a little bit of Children of the Corn and like one of those cults. I love this idea because I don't know if he has a spouse or a girlfriend or kids or anything. I just love the idea of him going there just by himself. Like
He
and
brought the lady in
getting a
his life.
farm.
He
Yeah.
did bring the lady in his life. I don't believe they're married, but that's part of this profile. It's just an interview. It's not a profile, but it's a Q&A. But he talks about like they're on the same wavelength and they both want to do this and they want to start this, not commune, but this communal space because they want to do, he quotes like indigenous peoples where he's like, a third for ourselves, a third to sell, a third to give away. So they want to like make this land, this farmland where they can help people and create this sustainable environment, whatever. This makes complete sense for Adrian Grenier. The
Of course it
photos
does.
are
Remember
just
when he
bonkers.
tried to ban he did the straws?
Yeah, he
and then
did
and then
straws.
everybody got mad because they were like, we actually miss our straws and like, can we have our straws back? You know?
Oh my God, I was at the coffee shop. Oh my God, you're going to love this. This person in front of me at the coffee shop, it doesn't matter when, within the last week, goes up, and I know for a fucking fact that this coffee shop only uses paper straws. And I always hate it. And I'm like, I don't need a straw because we have metal straws at home. And I'm just like, I don't need a straw every time she hands them. But what I didn't know, I guess I kind of knew this, but I would never dare. They have plastic straws behind the paper straws, but you have to ask for them. Like ever since COVID,
yeah,
all
but
the
you feel like a fucking villain.
exactly all the straws ever since COVID are behind the counter. You cannot grab straws yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So this person in front of me orders an iced coffee, and then whenever the barista hands her the iced coffee, they say, literally hand back the paper straw and goes, can you actually hand me the other straw? And said it like that. And the barista was like, oh, sure. And handed them a plastic straw. And I was like, that's amazing. But also like, yeah, kind of makes you a villain. Adrian Grenier would slap you in the bathroom if you did that.
Slap you. Just
slap you in the bathroom. Anyway, the thing about this that I am very sus about is, again, it made me think of James Vanderbeek, and a lot of people are moving to Texas. I get it. They're like, oh, he talks about like, I'm from New York. I don't like living on top of people. This is crazy. But also like, good luck. These people who are moving to Texas from cold climates, it's like, good. There's a part in here where he's like, I'm not going to miss the blistering winters. I'm like, have you ever heard of September in Texas?
I actually can't imagine like,
Good
there
luck.
is something surreal about like, what if all these celebrities were like moving to like Salem? You know, like I'm trying to think of my equivalent. You know, where oh maybe like Worcester would be it because it's not.
Is that the one that has a lot more consonants than you expect? Worcester?
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
say
yeah.
it wrong. Yeah.
But you would say like Worcester, but it's
Yeah,
not.
I've said
No,
Worcester, and then you
But I'm
laughed
thinking
at
of
me.
it's like, so it's a small city, but not the capital, and not where
No.
you grew up, but near enough where you grew up where people go. I guess Worcester is like not an amazing amount like comparison, but it would just be so strange if all of a sudden like people were moving to like the other city that I didn't grow up in the area where I grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's close. It's really only 30 minutes from Austin. I just think that like, and there's a Buc-ee's in Bastrop, which, you know, good for him. He gets to go to Buc-ee's, but
Good for him.
I just think that like,
Good for him.
it reminds me of Silicon Valley people moving to Austin because they're like, oh, it's the new Silicon Valley. But I think people are unprepared for the weather because Silicon Valley, the weather in the Bay Area is nothing like the weather in Austin. And I think these people are going to be in for a rude awakening whenever they move there. Like, good luck. Good luck.
I like Austin for the record.
I do
like
too.
going
I
there.
do too.
Okay.
I do too.
Maybe he'll come to our show when we tour there. Do you think
Yeah.
he'll show up? He'll come?
Yes. Maybe.
Okay.
We could
Only-
ask.
It's
We could
only
ask.
30 minutes, yeah.
We'll welcome him to the stage and we'll say, you know what? We'll give you 30 minutes to just talk about the environment. That'd be great. Public service.
Please welcome to the stage, Adrian Grenier. And then he just
Doing a monologue from the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Just kidding. He's talking about straws. Okay.
I don't think he talks about straws anymore. Did he talk about straws in the piece? I didn't
Well,
read it.
remember this? No, he didn't talk about straws in the piece.
Yeah,
but remember
okay.
whenever we found out the
How
straw
quick.
study was a lie?
But I just love that he's moved so, like, it's not even a talking point anymore.
He moved on to new things. He's one of those guys who always has a new thing, which is very Silicon Valley of him.
All right. Well, not a new movie. Haven't seen him in a movie in a while. How about a new anything that I can watch on TV, you know?
Lindsay, he's busy saving the planet. Although Mark Ruffalo knows how to save the planet and be in movies.
I know. That guy's like literally ending fracking and acting at the same time.
Also, I cynically think, and tell me what you think about this, this seems to me like table setting for a reality show, or that he would like a reality show. Oh, I moved to Bastrop with like my telegenic girlfriend or partner to start
love
this
it.
sustainable farm in the middle of nowhere near Austin.
Are we even going to try and figure out who his girlfriend or partner is, or are we just like not? We're sailing past that.
Wait, let me look.
You know? I mean, we don't have to. I'm just asking if we'd want to get into that. We don't have to get into that.
He mentioned someone named Jordan in the story, so I guess it's someone named Jordan Romel.
You're sleuthing over here, Columbo. Does Columbo have a turn of phrase? Is he like Scar Joe Yummy Pop when he finds something, or like does he have like a phrase where he's like, "I got it," or like does he have a catchphrase? Can I, you know?
Yes, his catchphrase is apparently "just one more thing," which apparently
Yes.
Which,
yes.
according to the independent.co.uk, often preceded him cornering a murderer or criminal with an inescapable line of questioning. It's known to millions worldwide.
No, not. Okay, so he says, so I will be like, just one more thing, Bobby. What is the name of Adrian Grenier's girlfriend?
Oh, listen, there's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Oh, one other thing.
Oh, one more thing.
One thing about that accident. One other thing, Mrs. Halpern.
I am so excited to talk about this because I feel like you willed this into existence, Lindsay. Remember a few episodes ago when you talked about how, you know, now that people were getting vaccinated, more and more people were getting vaccinated, we should be kissing our friends more. We're going to be smooching. Smooching doesn't have to mean you're in a relationship.
Remember when we demanded smooching from our couples, and now we're like, oh, it's okay, like smooch all you want.
Smooch all you want, smooch your friends. So Diana Agron and apparently her very dear friend Megalyn Echikunwoke kissed in a photo uploaded to social media, and everyone assumed that it was Diana Agron saying, "I'm fucking Megalyn Echikunwoke," but apparently she's not, and they're just friends. But they are apparently both very recently single.
I mean, you have to describe the kiss, though, to get the true accurate, like, it's not like a, like,
It's a photo
open
booth.
mouth, like, romance smooch.
It's a
It's
peck.
like a kiss on the lip, like, smooch, and their faces make a little heart, I guess. Well, they have
It's either a
makeup on.
heart or they make like a. They both have the exact same face painting, so they are like
They
it's
look
perfect
similar.
symmetry. It's perfect
Yeah.
symmetry, yeah. But they're kissing and their eyes are closed. They both have the same eye makeup. They both have the same face makeup. Their hair is actually kind of pulled up in the same way, so it looks like kind of a mirror image. I thought it was funny because in Megalyn's Twitter avatar, she's kissing a mirror of herself. So
Right.
she's into this pose. Like, you know how celebrities, I think the thing that comes to my mind at least is the prune for Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen prune. But like celebrities all have their poses and the ways of moving their body that they know that they look good in or they feel confident in. And it very much seems like this is Megalyn's. My profile, my lips pursed. I may as well have my lips pursed against Diana Agron's because why not? She's here and we're friends.
I mean, I just went right to Diana Agron updates, my favorite Twitter.
It's a great Twitter.
They're trying to get her an Oscar for Shiva Baby, which good luck with that. But I also was like, let me check in to see if Diana Agron Updates has commented on this because I think they would know the answer. They would know whether this is actually something or nothing.
Yeah, they know everything
And
about Diana.
They retweeted another Diana account called Diana Daily, and they said, Diana's been friends with Megalyn since 2013, 2014, guys. So that's many years. And also, it's a friendly smooch. That's what I think they're implying.
Yes. Diana Daly wrote, "Reminder, just a reminder in case you need to be reminded of this. I constantly need to be reminded of this, so thank you, Diana Daly. Reminder, guys, please be respectful of Diana and don't assume things about her or her relationships. It's for her to tell us if she's dating anyone, which is so fair. Which is so fair.
I guess. And also the other evidence would literally just be, and this is, again, not that you can date men and then date women, but Megalyn dated Chris Rock for 4 years, and Diana was married to that, the problematic, what's his face? The member of the band?
Oh,
Not
the problematic
one that-
band member, Winston Marshall. The one that's not
the main son, who's married to Carrie.
He's not a Mumford, but he is a son, I think. Right, exactly.
Right, well, like, there's
were married.
Marcus Mumford, and then there's his sons, who are in the band.
Exactly. And they were married for 4 years, but they're broken up. But I think that, like, we've seen enough celebrities who have identified as straight for a really long time, like, leave long-term relationships and, like, we're like, you know what? I am going to date someone of the same gender or whatever.
I
So,
know,
like,
you're right.
that's, I think, why we're quick to say, like, yes, bisexual queen, but Diana Agron Update says, not so fast. She's not a bisexual queen.
Well, the other thing that people brought up was, remember when it was heavily rumored that Diana Agron had dated Taylor Swift. That was like a
Mm-hmm.
big, that's like actually a big like internal like Taylor Swift fandom rumor versus being anything that was really like out in the open. But she was one of the girls that Taylor had a very, 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 very close friendship with. And then all of a sudden, where did the friendship go? Or like where, you know, they aren't being seen together. Like what's going on here? But now in retrospect, Taylor Swift did that with lots of girls. So it's like interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always forget who Diana Agron is, so I have to return to her IMDb. So really quickly, I'm going to look at their, I'm sort of stealing this from this at Oscar Buzz. They always do the IMDb game, but I'm not going to play it as a game. I'm just going to read what Diana Agron and Megalyn Echikunwoke are known for, okay? Diana Agron, known for the movie The Family, that one with Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert De Niro that was apparently bad. Family. I Am Number 4. The other movie that was apparently bad that no one saw.
Oh, the Alien, based off the book that was going to be like a big smash, but then
I think so, and then it wasn't. Yeah, and then Glee. Right, she was Glee. Okay, yes, Glee.
That's her main role is Glee.
She was Quinn. Okay, and then Lindsay, can you guess number 4? Because we've talked about on this podcast, at least the Patreon, many times.
Shiva
recently.
Baby.
No, not Shiva Baby. 11 years old. She's a supporting player, headlined by 2 divas and Stanley Tucci. So 3 divas.
Wait, she's not in Devil Wears Prada. Wait, what? Wait, which?
2 divas and Stanley Tucci, aka 3 divas. Not Devil Wears Prada. But Stanley Tucci is doing the exact same thing he's doing in Devil Wears Prada.
I was gonna say, like, when was he not doing that?
The Lovely Bones. Just kidding. Burlesque.
Wait, what is it?
Burlesque.
Oh, Burlesque. Oh,
Okay.
Obviously.
Yes.
Wait, she's in Burlesque?
She's in Burlesque. It's Burlesque. Okay. Do you know what Megalyn Echikunwoke is in?
Almost Family.
Yes. No, but that's not what we're known for.
Night School.
Yes, she is. She was in most recently Night School. That's what people are saying. Night School. Her known fors are she was on that Don Cheadle Showtime show House of Lies. She was on 24 for a few seasons. She was on That 70s Show and the movie Damsels in Distress, that Whit Stillman movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
She is a prolific TV actor.
I mean, I can't say I didn't recognize her name from dating Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm. She dated Chris Rock, and they broke up right before the pandemic sort of went nuts. The story broke on March 8th, 2020. Chris Rock splits from girlfriend Megalyn Echikunwoke after 4 years of dating. That's kind of the only reason I knew who she was. And then he dumped her, and now he's dating another actress, Carmen Ejogo, who I know from True Detective. The best season of True Detective. Don't even get me started.
I won't.
Last thing I want to say about Megalyn Echikunwoke, Lindsay.
Yeah.
We all talked about the fact that she dated Chris Rock for 4 years. Fine. Huge them. She also dated, according to Who's Dated Who, she dated the first person on her Who's Dated Who dating history. There are only 2 people, Chris Rock and one before this, whom she dated for 2 years.
Right.
Unlike Chris Rock, it's a man, is also an actor, but a who. You'll never guess who it is, so I'm just going to tell you.
Oh.
Patrick Fugit.
What?
Yeah, she dated Patrick Fugit for 2 years.
Not.
And you know what's interesting about Patrick Fugit?
Yeah.
The only person he's recorded as dating publicly on Who's Dated Who is Megalyn Echikunwoke. That's
Weird. Interesting. I mean, he acts. You see him in stuff all the time. But
Yeah, he shows up.
He's not like a celebrity, right?
Wasn't he in Gone Girl? He was like a detective. He was like the dumb detective. There always used to be a dumb detective.
Literally, he's always in stuff. Like it's like, who's that guy? Oh, it's Patrick Fugit. Like he literally is steady. He gets steady work, you know?
But his dating life, no one talks about it. No one's talked about it since Megalyn.
Yeah.
A great segue into this conversation is, did you see a viral clip from the Disney Plus Premier Access film and in theaters Disney film Cruella this weekend, of Cruella's mom being killed by Dalmatians?
I watched it, but then I was mad because I'm like, I want to see this movie in theaters, you know? Like I want to see this on the big screen. And I guess I know now how the origin story of Cruella, which pisses me off beyond belief. I cannot believe we have to give this woman an origin story. Why do we have to give villains origin stories? Why can't we just let them be bad? You know, like can be bad all by themselves, you know?
I can do bad all by myself, as Mary J. Blige once said.
Right? And the origin story is always the same. It's like, oh, my parents were hit by a tractor, so now I hate farms. You know, like, what the fuck?
Oh, my parents were killed by a criminal. Now I'm going to kill criminals.
Oh, my parents ate fish and got sick and died. Now I'm going to kill all the fish.
The clip that I saw of the Dalmatians killing Cruella's mother, pushing her off a cliff, sorry for spoiling that, but like, let's be honest, it doesn't matter. That made me more excited about this movie than I was before. Similarly, with the a clip that I watched because I was like, I want to see.
You want to go see it in theaters?
This I would actually, yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Kirby Howell, who is the Who in question here because it's headlined the two thems in this movie. I mean, come on, Emma Stone and Emma Thompson. But then we have Kirby Howell in what looks like at least second or third lead after that guy, Richard Jewell, whatever his name is. I'm not going to remember his name.
Is it the guy who plays Richard Jewell?
It's the Richard Jewell guy, but he's like one of the Cruella's henchmen, and I think he's maybe actually
oh my God,
third
that
lead.
is perfect casting for that guy.
See, I knew. Now you're suddenly excited about Cruella again.
No, but I'm just saying I was excited before. I wanted to go see it in theaters, but this is that's such saying to me the Richard Jewell guy who literally when I watched Richard Jewell I was like, what will this guy do next? Like, what could this guy follow this up with? You know, perfect casting.
Who was he in I, Tonya? He was one of the guys.
Perfect. One of the henchmen. Another henchman. Well, the reason why this is in here is because I love a Who Is, and I saw the Hollywood Life gave her a Who Is. So there's nothing I love more than finding out a person is in a movie that is a big movie when you get the Who Is. I'm like, oh, she must be third, second, fourth billed in Cruella or whatever, you know, because I know she's not Cruella because I know who that is, right?
She's Anita, who is the lead woman apart from Cruella in 101 Dalmatians. She's an old college friend of
right,
Cruella's.
Because that's where who Cruella disrespects. Because remember when she comes to her house and she's like, Anita,
Anita,
nice
darling,
house,
and throwing her
piece of
shit
crap.
everywhere, just like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
She ashes all over her house. It's so funny, actually.
Yeah. That used to be my favorite Disney movie, actually.
You know, in the movie, she doesn't smoke, which I understand. Yes, obviously smoking's bad, but she's a fucking villain. Let her smoke.
That's actually good for teaching kids not to smoke because smoking makes you a villain.
Although, if you recall, Cruella smokes one of those with those like cigarette holders, and it's so chic, and like that would make me want to smoke. It actually makes me want to smoke right now.
Actually, I'm thinking about it. I want to smoke. Yeah. Meanwhile, all of these things are doing the opposite of what they should be doing. I'm listening to the Vaping Fix, that podcast about Juul, and I'm like, I've never smoked a Juul, but I kind of want a Juul. So this woman, I was like, how do I recognize her? Because she looked so familiar, and I realized she was Chidi's other girlfriend in The Good Place. That was the thing that I recognized.
The girl he
her
like
from.
should have gotten with. The
one that
girl
was like
that's
the
like
perfect match.
Perfect match.
The perfect match.
Right. Oh, this is cute. She's in the Coupon movie with Kristen
She's
Bell.
in the Coupon movie with Kristen Bell.
Kristen
So that takes us
Bell,
there.
obviously.
Yeah. They're buds. They must be buds.
They're buds, or she got her in because Kristen Bell is producing this movie.
Yes, and as annoying as I find Kristen Bell, this movie sounds really like this could be
based
cool.
on a book?
It's based on a real story. I don't know that it's a book. It may have been like an article, but it's based on a true.
It can't just be based on a story. It has to be based on a piece.
That's what I meant. A story, like an article.
IP.
But it's based on a true story about these, I think, housewives. I think they're all housewives who start. I don't know what makes it a quote illegal coupon club, but they're like extreme couponers to the point of conducting illegal behavior.
But like, how is it illegal if it's just coupons that they're scamming the companies with?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the movie.
Okay.
But she's very much a Who, and it seems like they're trying to bring her up. What I found especially funny about this Hollywood Life piece about who is Kirby Howell-Baptiste is that most of the facts were sourced from a Hello Giggles article. Isn't that interesting? Like a recent Hello Giggles article for this.
I don't know. It means there's just not a lot out there yet.
There's not a lot out there yet.
Yeah.
My last question for you, Lindsay. Disney Plus, Disney Plus Premier Access, is that a Who?
What the fuck is Disney Plus Premier Access?
Where you pay $30 to watch the fancy movies?
Oh my God, that is a scam. That is a fucking scam. You're a fool if you pay that.
But is Premier Access a Who or is it a them?
It's a fucking Who.
Okay, yeah,
It's a
that's what I
Who.
thought too.
It's very hooey.
Anita, darling.
Lindsay, okay, I know you've been trying to do this for a long time. Tell me who Lottie Moss is.
Okay, I just feel like it's like there is the elephant in the room. You know what? That's the
Sorry,
saying,
the
right?
elephant is Lottie Moss.
Yeah, and like I just feel like we've both been dancing around the fact that she's in the Daily Mail constantly, and none of us ever put her in the doc, right?
Yeah,
you
that's
know
true.
you see her constantly, and you're never like, oh, why don't I put Lottie Moss in here? Meanwhile, this woman racks up Daily Mail headlines like she's more prolific than Steve.
Steve Irwin's niece.
Yeah, Rebecca Loewe, right?
Rebecca Loewe.
It's funny that I forget the name Steve Irwin, but remember the name Rebecca Loewe. Okay, I have a problem. So we've been waiting to tackle Lottie Moss for a while. Maybe we haven't tackled her because literally her bio is I'm Kate Moss's sister, and I'm not even joking. Her Instagram bio, if you go to her Instagram, her bio is my sister is Kate Moss. freaked when I saw this. I almost sent it to you, but I wanted to wait.
Yeah.
Also, her Wikipedia is literally one line, and that is Charlotte Moss is a British fashion model. She is the half sister of Kate Moss.
That's all her Wikipedia is. And then we go right to references.
Her number one reference is Kate Moss encourages model sister Lottie to leave school.
Okay, I'm sorry. You don't get to have a 2-sentence Wikipedia that has 4 citations. Why do we need 4 citations?
Because it's hard to prove that Lottie Moss is Kate Moss's sister, apparently half sister. So she was in the Daily Mail today. I mean, she's in the Daily Mail every day of her damn life, but she was in it today because she was in Talk of Town, which I love. Talk of the Town.
Ooh, she was in Talk of the Town.
So Talk of the Town led with Lottie Moss and said, Kate Moss's wayward young sister Lottie appears to have been banned from America after sharing raunchy snaps with her paying fans. I'm sorry. Not that I'm like accusing her of lying. Okay, I am accusing her of lying. How do you get banned from America for sharing nudes online? Like, there's no way.
I'm sorry, right? Lindsay. The full headline, Talk of the Town, Hail Mary to the Chief as Lottie Moss pleads with Joe Biden to let her back into the United States. Does she really think she's going to get Joe Biden's attention?
Having returned to Britain temporarily last month, she now finds herself stuck here. And last week begged President Joe Biden to allow her back. Quote, missing my LA family a lot. Please let me back in POTUS, Lottie 2030 tweeted on social media. A friend tells me Lottie is hoping to get back to the U.S. in August. I wonder if there was a problem with her perhaps using a tourist visa when she went to L.A. to shoot a variety of risque photos for the Dreams website. I just don't think that that's a thing. COVID happened. That's probably a thing. Like,
someone get me into the White House press pool. I'm going to raise my hand. Jen, I have a question. What's your boss going to do about Lottie Moss? She needs to get back into the United States.
It's just like Lottie Moss's nudes aren't like keeping her out of the States, you know? I just want to read you some Lottie Moss headlines from the past few weeks.
Please.
Lottie Moss sets pulses racing, posing in nude and black lingerie as she shares sultry behind-the-scenes snaps from sexy shoot.
Okay.
Quote, swipe to pay my rent. Lottie Moss poses for some sultry snaps and lacy lingerie as she urges fans to subscribe to her racy page on adult sites so she can cover bills.
Okay.
Lottie Moss puts on a cheeky display as she films herself getting racy, quote, not yours tattoo removed from her derriere. That one had a twist. You didn't know the tattoo was leaving. You thought it was coming.
That's really funny. Okay.
What a this one's a seashells by the seashore. What a lot of suitcases you got, Lottie, when you rarely wear anything. And it's slut shaming. That's me. That's
slut shaming, yeah.
Model Moss arrives back in the UK with piles of luggage after sharing countless scantily clad selfies in LA. Even Lottie Moss's best friend makes the Daily Mail. That's how Daily Mail heavy she is. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, even her friend, whose name is Sahara Ray, who I also think is a model, Instagram model type, even she gets in the Daily Mail. I said yes. Lottie Moss claims she's engaged to BFF Sahara Ray as she shares a snap of the pair kissing. But is it all just a late April Fool's prank? They're not even doing it. Is it late? This is on April 2nd, by the way.
No, I'm sorry. That's a real April Fool. They even say it was on April 1st.
But she did it on the 2nd. So like
April 1st was a Thursday. So she did this on April Fools. They're just acting like she didn't. It was late as in at the end of the night.
In the day. Late in the day. But it still was April Fool's.
She gets a lot of headlines.
I'm sorry.
Lottie Moss. Thank you. I still have no idea who she is apart from Kate Moss's sister.
I spread misinformation. She's Kate Moss's half sister.
Okay.
Okay?
I have a half sister. My first memory of my sister, she'd always dress me up in like her clothes. From when I was really young, she'd always put like huge fur on me and like all these like glittery things on me and dress me up.
Is Brad Pitt dating Andra Day? No. I mean,
Lindsay,
what's going on here?
They exchange numbers.
Also, this was only in the Mirror, which means it's 100% not true. Come on.
I'm into it though.
Apparently they were flirting backstage at the Oscars and they swapped numbers. It could be just professional, but some of Brad's pals have been talking about what a great couple they would make. Who are Brad's pals that you've been talking to?
I'm not even sure who Brad's pals are, apart from like that, like a sculptor that taught him how to like use one of those wheels, pottery wheels.
Wait, I'm sorry, a sculpture? Just a friend?
A sculptor. Oh, a sculpture. He definitely talks to his sculptures.
I was like, who are his friends aside from a sculpture? Like, okay.
George Clooney, a pack of cigarettes, like, his hair ties. Those are Brad Pitt's friends.
A pack of hair ties.
A pack of hair ties. That's Brad Pitt's friends. I just like how random this is. It came out of nowhere. The Oscars were a month ago. The Oscars were over a month ago, weren't they?
This is the weirdest late news. Yeah, I mean, like, did this person?
Andrew Day's a who, also, right?
Well, that's why we're talking about.
Just because
she
got an Oscar nomination doesn't make her a them. No, she's a who.
She has singing and acting, and also it's hard because she played Billie Holiday. So I'm still like, okay, you know.
There was also this line from The Mirror. An insider tells me Andra has been on Brad's radar for a while. This is so out of left field and so late. Like, if this had happened the day after the Oscars, a spy tells us that Brad Pitt and Andra Day exchange numbers, I would have believed it in a heartbeat. Now I'm a little sus because it's late, but it's also so late that I'm like, is it real?
I refuse to be tricked again into thinking that Brad Pitt is dating somebody cool when he's dating like a German model who's in a throuple with her husband. You know, like I refuse to like do this again where I'm fooled into thinking that Brad Pitt is dating this cool actress, you know, like last time, and then the reveal is that he's in an he's dating this woman who's in an open relationship with her husband who like is from Germany, some model, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm just not gonna, you know, I can't.
Before we move on to Rita, you put this in here, and I saw Suki Waterhouse, 25 Things, and I saw the link, and I was like, okay, Suki Waterhouse, Bradley Cooper's ex, like famous flop singer.
It's almost too good to be true that she does it 25 Things. She's dating Robert Pattinson. Don't give her. She's so much better than.
She's still dating
Bradley
Robert Pattinson?
Cooper's ex. Yes.
Oh, wow. Good for
They
them.
like live together in London.
Anyway, I screenshotted my favorite of the 25 things, and they are, first of all, bracket filled. They are very liberal with the use of brackets in this, so I'm very curious as to like what she said or didn't say that like they had to have this like overabundance of brackets. But it says, number one, my first pet. We talked about this on the Patreon, but also on the main show. Celebrities like doing foodstuffs, food facts for their first facts, but this is not. My first pet was a lizard named Lizzie who escaped and returned 8 months later. Like Lizzie, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that isn't true. I'm sorry, Suki, your lizard didn't escape and return 8 months later. That either didn't happen or it was a different lizard. I refuse to
love
believe.
These stories where their birds go and then come back, and I'm always like,
Cats, sure. A lizard? No. They're just like childhood stories that I feel are just so obviously fake that you have been conditioned to believe ever since you were a child that your parents told you that were lies, and you tell people.
But you have to admit, this is an iconic opener.
Number 4, I have curly toes. I've been told brackets they'll cause a lot of problems for me one day. Why are the brackets there? They'll? Okay, then we have 7. I brackets enjoy matching my candles to my cushions. What was in the place of enjoy?
Maybe it's like I match my candles to my cushions and they're turning it into like a different tense because I've been told they'll cause problems for me one day seems like it was in a different tense, and that's why they added in the they'll.
But what about enjoy?
It is weird to put enjoy, the verb, literally the only verb is in brackets.
Okay, then you have number 11. Whenever I get a balloon, I like to write a life-affirming message on it, then watch it fly away and imagine how cool it would be to find it. Does she know how this works? They pop and then they fall to the ground, probably like somewhere in the water or the woods. No one's going to see this.
Well, she might find it when it falls. Maybe she knows how it works more than anyone in the world.
I'm sorry, if I found a deflated balloon on the sidewalk that said, believe in yourself, love, Suki, I wouldn't be inspired. I'd be like, wow, this is a piece of garbage.
I would love that. I actually would love that. Because I would know because of this number 11 that she wrote that and it flew away and I found it.
Believe. Okay, then 12. I met a monk in Bhutan on a hiking trip and we've stayed close friends. He sends me words of wisdom and I send him cooking TikTok brackets videos. Okay, sure. Okay.
God,
then 13.
Sending a monk TikToks is like, go to jail. Go to jail.
Okay, then 13. I think I might be ready to get a dog. I think. And then you have 17. Which took me down the biggest spiral. I once, brackets, joked that I washed my hair with Coca-Cola and I got fired from my job as a hair care ambassador. So, Suki Waterhouse, I didn't know this happened.
That's juicy.
In 2015, Suki Waterhouse made headlines all over the internet for saying that she washed her hair with Coca-Cola to give her hair texture and body. But you know where she told that to? And everyone aggregated it? She said it in an interview with Us Weekly, a.k.a. the people she's speaking to now for 25 Things.
Oh my.
And she
so
said it was a joke.
They got her in trouble.
Exactly. And in 2015, she said to Us Weekly, I rinse my hair with Coca-Cola sometimes. Waterhouse 23, who split from actor Bradley Cooper after 2 years of dating, told Us Weekly, yep, you read that correctly. Waterhouse relies on the sweet soda to give her hair a boost. Quote, I don't like my hair when it's washed. It's fine and limp. But Coca-Cola makes it tousled, like I've gone through the Amazon or something.
Wait, so the shampoo people who were paying her at the time to like be their
Fired
spokesmodel were like, you can't say that your hair looks like shit all the time. Like we literally, wow.
I was trying to see who she was doing Spawn for at the time, and I think it was very hard to verify, and this may not be true, but she name dropped Tresemme a lot in circa 2014.
It's definitely Tresemme. Then it's
so
definitely
I think
Tresemme.
it's Tresemme. I think it's Tresemme.
But it's so funny because she got
Tresemme,
this headline. She got this headline in the Daily Mail. Forget shampoo. It's all about fizzy soda. So like, of course, Tresemme is like, Suki, we, hello.
Forget shampoo.
Forget shampoo.
Okay, then we can move on to 19. Anyway, that was a fun spiral. 19, which is amazing. This reminds me of the Sharon Stone part where Sharon Stone says, I love reading children's books. Remember the Sharon Stone thing in her memoir where she's like, I love talking to a kid about the concept of infinity?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I can talk to a 5-year-old all evening. I find it just as engrossing as talking to an adult. Okay.
Flex.
That's a little weird, but fine. 22, brackets, in the last year. I have never blended so much parsley in my life.
For what? What is she blending parsley for?
Pesto, maybe?
Wait, I
she's
would
putting
honestly
it in
love to
drinks?
know. I have an abundance of parsley right now, and I really would love to know, but there's no details.
Mm-hmm.
What is she blending parsley for? I want to make it too.
Lindsay, I don't know. This is why this is maybe one of the best 25 things in a long time, because it's asking more questions than it's answering, you know?
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah.
I need to know another 20. I need to know 50 more things after seeing these 25 things.
Right. Like, I need a sub bullet point for number 22. What is she blending parsley for?
This is like the infinite jest of 25 things because I need like footnotes. It says, number 24. This is amazing. This is the last one that I thought was funny. Number 24. I can't stop buying chairs.
Fine. Relatable.
Suki Waterhouse,
actually.
sitting in her house, talking to 5-year-olds, blending parsley and buying chairs.
Love it.
Last thing I want to do before we go to Rita. I couldn't fucking deal with this. This is media. This is a media podcast. Do you see all the screenshots I have in here?
I know. Well, I'm waiting for you to explain to me what the screenshots are.
So Portia Williams, we talked about her a few weeks ago because she started dating.
She started dating her friend's ex-husband.
She started dating her friend's ex-husband.
Who then she denied was her friend, although there were literal receipts because on the reality show that she went on, she was called her friend by the Chiron. Like, it was like Portia's friend, you know?
Yes. We don't need to really rehash this. She's now engaged to this guy, Simon Guobadia. And everyone, and I mean like every website was writing over the weekend a version of this headline. Portia Williams reveals she got a tattoo of fiance Simon Guobadia's middle name on her neck. Okay. And I'm like, that's cute. Like, whatever. Like, a tattoo. I love a tattoo. Okay. But I had forgotten what his middle name was, and I wanted to see what the tattoo looked like. But there was no photo. She just talked about it on a podcast. I'll play a clip here.
Okay.
I got a tattoo. I think it's a great way to show your way you love someone. I got my fiance's middle name tattooed on my neck. Yeah.
You got your what?
You did?
You got your what?
You
A
got
what?
Simon's name on your neck? His middle name tattooed on my neck. Yeah. I think it's a beautiful way to show you love somebody. Interesting. It's sweet.
No one but one website wrote what his middle name is. Not one. And I was like, I know that I've been on his LinkedIn because I copied it and put it into the doc. I know that his middle name is out there. His middle name is Eeyore, spelled Iyore. His middle name is if you look up this guy, you'll find his middle name.
Or like Iyor.
Iyor. Might be Iyor.
Yeah.
Spelled Iyore. But the middle name is not a secret. The middle name is out there. The middle name is not on People. It's not on E! News. It's not on The Sun. It's not on Love B. Scott. It's not on The Griot. It's not on Baller Alert. It wasn't on Us Weekly. The only outlet, and I took these screenshots, Sunday night, which is May 30th. The only outlet that put in his name, Iyor, was Reality Wives. I've never heard of this website.
What the hell is Reality Wives?
I've never heard of this website, Reality Wives, but they're the only ones doing good journalism when it comes to this. Anyway,
so
I added into my
all
RSS.
these places were reporting, she got his middle name tattooed on her, but didn't report what the middle name was or what it was tattooed.
Isn't that the follow-up question? If you write that a celebrity got a tattoo of their boyfriend's middle name, don't you want to know what the middle name is? None of them asked that question. None of them.
Yeah.
Except Reality Wives.
To be fair, I clicked on none of this. So, like, I obviously didn't I didn't need to know anything else than what the headline said, you know?
Yeah. They put it in the headline, too. They said Portia Williams gets married, fiancés, which is a really fun piece of shade. Portia Williams gets married, fiancé's middle name, Iyor, tattooed on her neck. Finally, Reality Wives, their subhead, news, pop culture, reality TV, celebrities, music, fashion, and more.
Right.
Anyway,
It's
I subscribe to them on my RSS.
the New York Times to me now. They're the only ones out here reporting.
Exactly. Let's do
Incredible.
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She...
Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. Where the kisses are hers and his. Please company too.
What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?
Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing.
I know. If
This
you're
is
curious
amazing.
about
this is amazing.
if you're
This is
curious if there
amazing.
was fallout from those photos, the answer is yes, but in just such the weirdest way. Like, basically, Taika Waititi is getting yelled at by Disney. Like, supposedly, according to sources, Disney had a call with him. And also, I'm sorry, you didn't know that they knew that he was like a partier or whatever.
They knew that he was a partier. They say that it was clear. They knew that he was a partier. Yes.
But they were like, don't get photographed smooching, Rita Ora smooching. Don't get photographed smooching.
I tried. What's interesting is, did you click? Everyone is aggregating. They're sourcing an article from the Telegraph, the Australian newspaper, and everyone links to the same story. And I have the URL. The same URL is everywhere. It's even when you Google, Telegraph, Rita Ora, Taika Waititi, Marvel, you'll find the story, but the link doesn't work. So I can't actually in no browser, incognito or otherwise, you add the period after the com. In no world does this story load for me. So it's annoying that I can't actually see the source.
Right. You can't
but they're
get
all
in there.
quoting it.
You can't get in there and see it, but they're quoting the Daily Telegraph, right?
The Daily Telegraph. But apparently it was an insider on the production. So I'm assuming because it came from an Australian source, someone who's literally in Australia working on this movie heard tell that there was a call between Marvel bosses, quote, Marvel bosses, which I assume is Disney people, yelling at Taika Waititi.
Guess who stays on top, though?
Rita Ora, of course.
Rita Ora.
Want to be on top?
Unscathed Rita Ora, just okay. Oh, hon, sucks that you got yelled at. That's too bad.
And she got another season of Masked Singer, hosting Masked Singer.
That's the biggest win. So Rita Ora stays out here winning, where literally people thought she was going to get kicked off Masked Singer UK because obviously of her her faux pas of her COVID season faux pas. Which not to be fair, not even to minimize that, she's probably the most famous person in the UK to get in trouble like that. So kind of specifically for what she did, which is have a party.
I think you're right.
I cannot think of another person that had that exact same thing happen, although I'm sure that it happened, but she got so much press for this. People thought that she was going to be UK, she'll never be welcomed back here again. Or it's obviously no, they're literally hiring her back to do the Masked Singer again.
Yeah. And I think obviously the coverage has a lot to do with it, but there's no way other celebrities didn't have bigger parties than she did at even worse points in the pandemic than she did. But Rita Ora is the one that everyone's constantly photographing. So of course she's the one who gets caught. Of course she's the one who, we all get mad at. And I think rightfully mad at, but she weathered the storm, I think, because number one, we forgot about it. And number two, because a lot of people were doing that shit.
I'm just reading this article and tell me if you can understand what this even means. Lifting the lid on her comeback, Derek McLean of the show's producers Bandicoot told Daily Star, quote, "The key thing everyone just needs to understand is Rita was not available for The Masked Dancer because she was filming in Australia. And the thing she does on The Masked Singer is be the voice expert." Do you get the point he's trying to make?
Why are we talking about Masked Dancer suddenly?
I don't know. And also, she's not available. Was she offered it? Is that a thing? And she was in Australia and the thing she does is the voice expert. Okay, those are all facts, I guess. What's the proof? What are we trying to say here? What are we trying to prove here? I don't really understand.
Well, according to a Saturday report by metro.co UK, she's never been on Masked Dancer before, but apparently she was going to be a host, and then they were never mind. She's never been on Masked Dancer before, but I guess it was announced that she would take it, but then they were never mind, we're going to replace her with someone else.
Okay.
But the things she has hosted or judged, The X Factor, The Voice, America's Next Top Model, that show Boy Band, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star, she was a guest host, Masked Singer, and The Voice Australia.
So The Voice Australia and Masked Singer UK are her two things.
Yes, those are her two 2021 projects. No new album, but we got The Voice Australia and Masked Singer UK.
Hey, we got an EP.
That's true. A great
We
EP.
got Bang
Well,
Bang.
you know, a one-third great EP.
Bang, bang, look what you started. Bang, bang. The fact that I can still sing it is pretty amazing.
Big is an iconic song also, I will say.
Yeah, sure.
One of her top 5 songs.
Okay, that's a lot. Yeah.
We're done with today's episode. Thank you for listening. Rabbit, it's June 1st, I believe, when you're listening to this.
Oh,
Thank you
damn,
for listening
I
to our
gotta pay my
podcast.
rent tomorrow.
And we'll see you on Friday with another episode of Who's There. Call in at 619-WHO-THEM to leave questions, comments, and concerns. Read the Rachel Syme profile of us in The New Yorker, in print or online, you know, somehow.
I gotta get a copy.
Listen to us on NPR's 1A, hosted by Jen White, wherever you get your podcasts. Support us on patreon.com/Who Weekly for twice weekly bonus episodes. We're talking about Mayor tomorrow. Get Mayor on the phone. We'll be on the phone talking about Mayor. And thank you to Katie and Eric of The Who's for providing our Rita theme song. We'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Hey.